Brown girl, what do you see?
I see a vice president that looks like me.
Brown girl, what do you do?
I fought, I hoped, I spoke what was true.
Brown girl, what do you know?
That there are strong women who want me to grow.
Brown girl, what do you feel?
That black girl magic can help us all heal.
Brown girl, what do you see?
A world that sees my skin before it sees me.
Brown girl, what you gonna do?
March, fight, and create till I make this world new.
Brown girl, how are you so strong?
'Cause I have queens in my blood to help push me along. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Live with Dr. Dawn. I'm your host, Dr. Dawn Camila Brown, serial entrepreneur and your expert in all things related to our mental health. I'm double board certified in child, lesson, and adult psychiatry. I'm a sports psychiatrist for elite athletes and an ADHD expert. I'm also a two-time best-selling author, a dynamic keynote speaker, podcaster, and media influencer. You can find me at drdawnpsychmd.com, and I look forward to being the next speaker for your event. But tonight, I am your host, and I welcome you back, my faithful followers, and I'm excited to meet those of you who have tuned in for the first time to a Live to Dr. Dawn broadcast. Let me know that you are in the virtual space tonight by acknowledging your presence. I see many of you here. Type your name, where you're from in the comment section, and like and share tonight's broadcast to your social media page. You tune in to yet another special broadcast tonight. Listen, for the months of September, October, and now November, I've been so excited to highlight celebrity alumni from my alma mater, Xavier University of Louisiana, and these individuals who've been change agents in our world of politics, relationships, entrepreneurship, activism, and comedy. And as I prepared for tonight's broadcast, I thought about how I could properly introduce a dear sister friend of mine, who I refer to as Poetic Magic. She is known for creating masterpieces mingled with reasoning, pleasantry, wisdom, humor, imagination, and realism. And it's not unusual for her pieces to go viral, with her latest piece, Brown Girl, considered to be an anthem of hope and inspiration for brown and Black girls everywhere. Her name is Leslé Honoré.
Brown girl, what do you see?
Brown girl, what do you do?
I fought, I spoke what was true.
Brown girl, what do you know?
That there are strong women who want me to grow.
Brown girl, what do you feel?
That black girl magic will help us all heal.
Black girl.
Brown girl, what do you see?
A world that sees my skin before it sees me.
March, fight, and create till I make this world new.
Brown girl, how are you so strong?
'Cause I got queens in my blood to help push me along.
Wow, I tear up every time I see that. Leslé Honoré, is a Black-Tican artist, activist, and author of Fist and Fire, a collection of powerful and unflinching poems that confront issues of social justice through the lens of real human lives and voices, and dive into the flames of love within the context of a relationship. Through her poetry and work, she empowers youth to find their voices through the arts and inspire people to stand in the gaps that social, economic, and racial inequalities create. Leslé challenges readers, inviting them to think, feel, and consider how to create spaces where everyone can thrive. She hopes that through her work, she can uplift the voices of people who are often silenced, unheard, and feel invisible. Her pieces about Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, Serena Williams, and Doria Ragland went viral on social media and expanded the reach of her work to an international audience. Poetry has always been how Leslé expressed herself. Discovering her writer's voice in childhood, she further honed her work at Xavier University, Louisiana, where she studied English literature and Spanish. Leslé has read her work at Obama Foundation, convenes and events, the Elevated Chicago Symposium, Chicago's 19th Amendment commemoration, the University of Illinois Chicago Speaking and Arca's Name, the Silver Room Block Party, Latinos, Progresando Mets Talks, and other events. And she was featured at the inaugural TEDx Talk, Grand Boulevard in 2020. She's been featured on Nightline, Good Morning America, in the New York Times, the Chicago Tribune, WBZ, NPR, The Kendall Moore Show, and all major Chicago TV news and outlets. In October 2019, she was honored as a Community Partner of the Year by One on One. Leslé also hosts a web-based series, Bestie Shine, with her friend, artist David Anthony Geary. Born and raised in Gardena, California, she remains deeply rooted in the heritage and culture of her father, a native of New Orleans, Louisiana, and her mother, who was born in Sinaloa, and please forgive me for mispronouncing this, Culiacan, Mexico, and immigrated to the U.S. when she was 15. Leslé lives in Chicago with her 3 phenomenal children, Sage, Solomon, and Scarlett. She believes in historically Black colleges, universities, and their tacos and gumbo without kale can save the world. Her forthcoming book, Letters and Lanyap, will be released very soon. So you all, are you ready? I have been waiting for this moment all week. Let's get to know the powerful, inspirational phenom behind the pen. Let's welcome our special guest to the Live with Dr. Dawn virtual space. The only way we know how, by pressing that love button, for the incomparable Leslé Honoré. Hey, Liz.
I'm like done. Like, do we even need to talk? Like, that intro was everything. I'm just done. Just go ahead, stick a fork in me now. Like, I'm like, how do I not cry after that? That was phenomenal. Thank you so much.
I had to go phenomenal for a phenomenal person. I mean, that's just how it works, right?
Thank you.
Sis, listen, it is such an honor for you to be here. Such an honor. I was just thinking about how we had a conversation, I believe it was November 8th. And I would just, recall the conversation, how I shared with you how my vision and the idea I came up with doing a Xavier Celebrities and Change Agent segment, right? And, I thought about you, and this was back in March. You were on the list, and how God just instructed me to say, not yet, not yet, not yet. And on the 8th, a week before Brown Girl went viral, we had a conversation. I was like, hey, you available the 22nd? And I was just so honored you said yes, and we're here. And look,
I was waiting around looking at all the conversations you were having with people, and I was like, oh, I hope Dawn asked me. I want to be on Dawn's show. I want to talk to Dawn. And then you did. I was doing happy dance because I respect and admire and love you so, 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 so much. I'm so proud of the work that you do because it's so selfless. You are all about lifting other people up and healing other people. And I just adore you. So I'm so, so happy to be here. I just geeked.
The honor's mine. The honor is mine. One of our circles is on here tonight. Thank you, James Burden, for that wonderful, beautiful video of the females of the circle, 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗄𝗏. So we want to say hey to our lovely family who's joining us tonight. We want to say hey to the 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗏ites who are on here as well. Yes, and all the people that are your fans, Leslé, and your soon-to-be fans. As soon as this broadcast started, like, I know that people are here just to pour love into your spirit, just as you've done for us. So again, honey, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yes. How you doing? How you doing?
Oh, I am, you know, it depends on the time of day, whether I'm just, you know, doing the ugly face, snotty, crying, tears of joy, or just floating and just happy. But more than anything, I'm so grateful. I can't even explain how grateful I am. Like, I'm just so filled with gratitude for so many people who have believed in me and loved on me and lifted me up and reminded me who I was when I started to forget. And like, you know, when people talk about all of the women who held our vice president-elect up, and I just think about all the women and men in my life who have held me up and made sure that, you know, I didn't lose myself to life, because life can get heavy sometimes. So I'm good. I'm so good today. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Like, I'm healthy. My kids are healthy. Yeah, I'm phenomenally blessed and grateful.
I know that's right. Well, listen, I mean, we're happy for you. Your gift of putting our history, our culture, our pain, our victories, our truth into words is just simply magical. You know, and another magical individual that I listen to quite often, Bishop T.D. Jakes, you know, said it the best. And I paraphrase, there are many people on this earth who are talented, but there are only a few who are favored by God with his gifts. And you, Leslé, are one of those individuals. So, you know, it's truly an honor for you to be here. And we're so happy that you're happy, because it's your time, honey. It's been your time.
I'm just so grateful to be a vessel. Like, you know, I'm just grateful for God to use me and to use my voice. And I'm humbled by it, and just, I try to be obedient. So when the Spirit says write, I write, and it says write a lot. So I'm just super happy.
I know that's right. Yes, yes. So listen, normally I would like to start from the beginning, but I really want to know how you felt when you heard the words you scripted from Brown Girl, Brown Girl, shared with the classroom of our hopeful future. How did you feel when you heard that?
There were two moments. The first, a woman named Beth Adams reached out to me, and she said she and her daughters were hearing impaired, and she was a white woman, but her daughters were all brown. And she wanted to know if it would be okay for her daughter, Evelyn, to make a video of Brown Girl. And this was all in Facebook inbox. I was like, of course. And then she sent the video, and I don't even want to cry right now. It was so beautiful. And as an artist, anything that you do that touches somebody to make them their own, like that was the moment that just had me stunned and crying and trying to remember any bit of sign language I could remember. So I sent a video just saying thank you and that she was so beautiful. So that had me just falling out, like, just humbled. Because she was just so beautiful and proud of herself. And I could just watch the video over and over again and cry every time. So I'm going to be honest with the video of the babies from New York. At first, somebody tagged me. They were like, NPR shared your video. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, so I got on there. I was like, oh my, listen to the babies. And I watched the whole thing. And then there was not an iota of credit given to me. And I was like, here we go. So I sent out the hootie hoo to 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗄𝗏. I sent out the hootie hoo to the gatherers. I sent out the hootie hoo to family and friends. And every 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢 I could reach and touch, like, hey. And as always, because I mean, this was not the very first time something like that has happened. And then we showed up with all kinds of love and just flooded it. And so within maybe an hour, NPR had updated it and added my name. And I was grateful for that. And then I could really be in the moment and listen.
Yes.
Because as an artist, especially one who shares on a platform like social media, I don't get paid to share poetry. I just share it. Mm-hmm. And so, not being accredited for something is huge, especially when it's something on that level as NPR. And then everybody just started seeing more and tagging me in more and going in the comments, hey, this is my friend Leslé's poem. This is Xavier Wright's poem. And it's one of those things when people say, the universe and God will take moments that can be very hurtful and turn it into something beautiful. Because instead of being angry at people that I never met before, media outlets who weren't crediting me, all I could feel was this immense sense of love, because there were all these people in the comments, like, coming for me, like just this legion of love, like, nah, you're not gonna do this to my girl, you better tag my girl, you better tag her. There were people inboxing, calling, so it was great. I called my friend Jessica Gillespie, who does my PR, and she's under the PR handler. And I was like, hey, something's happening. And she was able to get on and make, some phone calls and have people write it up. Our favorite IP attorney and Xavier Wright-𝗏𝗡 was in people's emails, like, fix it. So it was like this moment that I could have just, got really angry. And it ended up being a very, very loving moment. And so once the dust kind of settled from that, then I was able to sit in just being blown away at hearing those babies, and realizing that this was different than the other pieces that had gone viral. This was different. And then just buckling up for the ride.
Oh my goodness. And a ride you've been on, and it's not even over. It just be started, Leslé. It just started. What would you say, and I'm just going to jump right on in, what has been one of your greatest accomplishments?
Ooh, other than my children, because they are my best thing ever.
Can you stop here and talk about your children? We'll go first.
I love talking about my babies. So Sage is 20. She is a junior in art school in Maryland at MICA, but she's been home since March. And she is also an artist. She is a dynamic artist. She actually had her first solo show here in August. But she is just she's so bright and also I call her my mama daughter sometimes, because she very often is pulling my coattail. That's my baby. she is often pulling my coattail and telling me to get myself together. That's one of my favorite photographs done by one of her roommates, Leah, who's just a phenomenal photographer. And like, I look at Annie Leibovitz stuff and I say, at the time the young lady was a sophomore, look at her lighting my baby's brownness, all beautiful. Yeah. If a college sophomore can do that, Annie Leibovitz, you absolutely can do that on Vogue. So we're not out there looking ashy. It really, but I'm so proud of her. She's a dynamic young lady and challenges me to do better and be better. And sometimes it's like a gut punch, but usually, well, she's always right. I just, I gotta throw her usually. Usually she's right, but more times than not, she's bringing me on a journey to be a better me, and so I'm super grateful for that. And then my Bubba, my Solomon Smith IV, he is my 17-year-old son who is a senior in high school, and what a rough year this has been for our high school seniors, including our high school seniors who were, graduating under COVID last year. he is such an awesome young man. He is kind and smart and funny, and so non-toxic. Like we are so proud of him, being the young man that we want to see more of. He was recently voted president of his group, Men of Distinction at Kenwood Academy. I know, I'm so proud. And we came home one day and he was leading a discussion via Zoom on toxic masculinity and talking about rape culture and the importance of keeping your friends accountable and not being afraid to check your friends. And I'm just in the corner, just crying because that's what you want to raise, and that's what you want to put out there. And then my baby girl, my Scarlett O'Hara, who some of the Xavier aunties call her Mrs. Garrett because she is the person who checks me as well. Like, where you at? What you doing? What time you coming home? Get your life together. She is taking, I think, the best of all of us. She's so smart and such a shining light of sass and brilliance and innovation, and a budding artist in her own right. I hit the parent jackpot. Like, I just, early on in the pandemic, I would hear people talk, "Oh, I cannot wait till school starts back. I cannot stand being home with my kids." And I'm like, I don't know what that feels like. Like, I mourn for us the things that we aren't able to do, but I like the people that my children are. I like them. I like spending time with them and laughing with them and being with them. They are good humans, and I enjoy that. And I feel really bad for people who, don't like their kids. That is a sad life. Like, woo.
It is.
You need to call somebody, get on somebody's couch if you don't like your kids. Like, you made them.
I know, right? One of the things that I look forward to is when you post their birthdays. There's a tradition that you have, and I just wanted to share this picture because this is one of my favorite pictures. Yes, come through with the picture, right? Come through with the culture. I love this photo of all of you all. And I look forward to seeing the tradition of you celebrating their birthdays, and there's certain themes that you use, it's like ritual, just to, and they're excited, getting up the morning of their birthday, and, here's like a huge table full of gifts and food and cake and just honoring their birthday. And it just brings me such joy to see that every single time, at least 3 times a year, that I get a chance to.
I couldn't do any more than 3 times a year. That tradition actually comes from in 2011. Their father left us, and I try to speak openly about it because I don't want people to feel shame if they're in a similar situation. I was in an abusive marriage for about 11 years. So it was verbally and emotionally abusive. And when their dad left, I wasn't working and I was scared. And I had never thought that, I was going to be a single mom of 3 kids. And at the time they were 11, 8, and 2. And I didn't have a lot of money for birthday parties that year, and maybe the year or 2 after. I barely had enough money to feed us, and I had girlfriends who stepped in and did that. My village is amazing. My girlfriend's Angela, my girlfriend Rhonda here in Chicago. I've been gifted with an amazing village, and sometimes I just look around and go, I don't know what I did to deserve these amazing people in my life who love me so hard, but I'm going to make sure I do everything I can with my life to honor that love. But we didn't have money for parties. So what I started off very simply was decorating our dining room table. So when they came downstairs in the morning, it was like a little Christmas, and they could feel celebrated and they could feel loved, and that they wouldn't feel like they were missing something. And it was just a moment for us to be joyful. And it kept going and it kept growing. And the older they got, they would help with their siblings. So everybody pretty much knows the night before someone's birthday, it is go to bed early, and we are all in. So we plan months and months and months and months ahead. Like I've got pretty much everybody's next 3 birthdays planned thematically. And I like to do themes that are their favorite movie or their favorite show. We love musicals. We love books. So we've done everything from Disney to their favorite series. And it's my gift to them. And I love hearing them talk about that they're going to do it with their kids. And they do it for me. So my birthday is on Friday, and they've been planning this past month. Like I'm so excited to come downstairs on my birthday because, there's been buzzing around it, and Sage is a taskmaster. So she's, doling out assignments. But it's just, I think it's the best gift that we give each other, which is nothing, tangible, but it's just these memories of being loved and being thought about, and someone taking the time to figure out what your favorite thing is and your favorite food is, and dedicating that time to that. So we do birthdays big in this house, like big, huge.
I love it. I love it. I do. I want to thank David. David, your bestie.
My bestie. He's all around me. So this is that's David's piece back there. It's all David's 3 pieces on the wall. It's David's work on my book that we have traveled this road of Xavier rights to marriages and divorces and kids and more than anyone, I think in my life, David has pushed me to create and to create authentically, and to not be afraid to be vulnerable and to put it all out there. Like he's such a good example of that. And he has always pushed me to do that and to find a new freedom that I was sometimes afraid to tap into. He is always in my corner, and I will always be in his. We've had some opportunities to let people know that. So I will cut you down over my David. I will climb you like a spider monkey and I love hard. I love really, really hard. And he's my twin soul. That is my best friend, my brother, more than a brother. He is the Diego to my Frida. That's my guy. That is
your freedom. Wow. Girl, listen, thank you, David. Thank you so much. David actually blessed me this evening, today, because I did do something on my behalf. Because I love surprises, Leslé. I love surprises. I know everyone doesn't like surprises. Maybe some people like anticipation and they know the surprise. I love surprises. Don't you? Do you like surprises?
I love surprises.
Well, I actually have a person that I'm actually going to bring forth that's going to spend just a little bit of time with me, with us, and she's probably one of your biggest fans. I know I'm a fan of hers, but she's definitely one of your biggest fans as well. All right. So everyone, I would love to bring to the stage, Miss Sage. Your twin, honey. So this is Leslé's oldest beautiful creation that she really early.
She's poured up tonight. She's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna get ready to watch." I'm like, "That's so nice." Usually Sage doesn't. Usually she's like, "I can hear you down the hall. I have to put it in." Ah! That's my baby. Look at us in our Oscar earring. Oscar New Orleans.
Yes, shout out to, I think Oscar made these. I think. If not, I got my Oscar earrings here too. Love you, Oscar.
We love our Oscars. We love. I might not have an Oscar, but I can wear them. Love my Oscar New Orleans. Hey, you! I was just okay. I didn't even know you was gonna be in here with me. Everybody know but me?
No.
You were supposed to know, Leslé. It was a surprise. So thank you, Sage, for joining us. Beautiful. We really appreciate you being on here. Thanks so much. Sage, a few questions for you. Can you tell me, can you describe your mom in 3 words?
I definitely would say that she is magical in like every sense of the word. When she loves you, it's magic. Like she loves you extremely hard, and I can't imagine what it would be like to be without that love. She and moving into that, she's so compassionate, um, down like to her very job. Like she has such a respect for everyone. And I've been so happy to see her really come to respect herself as much as she does others. Um, she's so courageous. Like I've never seen my mom back down from anything, and I know it's really hard to be that. But I've never met a more powerful person in my entire life. I love you.
Oh, baby girl.
Thank you, Sage. Thank you. I just wanted that to sit for a moment. Thank you. You know, sometimes moms don't get to hear from their daughters how they make them feel, how inspired they are by them. So I just wanted that to sit in. So this mom can hear from her daughter how much you admire her. So thank you for sharing that. Can I ask you how your mom has inspired your life?
I don't want to cry. You're gonna make me cry. Seeing how she loves others has made me less fearful, and I feel more capable of loving others. She shared some of the stuff that we've gone through, but really seeing how strong she is and how she remained very true to herself, how she really didn't let not like that break her, but it really changed who she was and changed how she was able to love people. I keep on saying this because it's really one of the biggest things that I like see in my mom, and it's crazy just to see how she's inspired others, and that's only like a tenth of the amount that she inspires me with everything that she does.
Wow. Unbelievable. This is amazing. This is amazing. Black girl magic at its finest. All right.
I'm a mess.
Sage, can you share with us what you're doing to exemplify this black girl magic that your mom has just poured into your spirit? Tell us about what you're doing, who you are.
Well, I'm an artist. I am a painter. I think that the term black girl magic and it's so open to all forms of magic. That could be if you're an attorney, it could be if you are a doctor, it could be if you're a poet. And I think that really has helped me feel very sure in my path and who I like really want to be. So I think that black girl magic and how I embody it is really just bringing forth whatever you're most passionate about in the world, with an honesty, and that's what's magical about it.
Amen. Thank you so much, Sage. I really appreciate you being on. Thank you.
No problem. This was so great.
And listen, we're gonna have to invite you back as a special guest, okay? Because we want to show all the beauty that you're presenting and gifting to our world as well. We want to see these artistic images and beautiful paintings and images that you've actually created. Your mom talks about you often, 𝗣𝗏𝗏 and Scarcrow as well. We talk, we know all about you. We know all About you. So, Leslé, Leslé. When you hear the words,
first of all, this is not Sage's thing, so I don't know who got her to do this, because this is not this is some love right here. But I often tell Sage, like, she's who I want to be when I grow up. I am so proud of the woman she has become, and it means a lot to know she's proud of me. I'm sorry.
Wait, what were you sorry about? No.
I'm trying not to snot.
Don't get me after this, Leslé. I'm so sorry. But no, I wanted people to understand that there is a wonderful bond between a mother and her daughter. And, all children, of course. But, it's a special bond that I hope everyone can experience, those who are come to hope to become mothers, those who are mothers. This is the beauty in it all. And again, I think that I love hearing mothers say, I want to be like my daughter when I grow older. And it's amazing because this is what you've created, part of what you've created. Of course, Sage has found her own path and her own journey. She is in her own right who she is, right? So we want to give honor to that. But yes, we wanted someone close to you to come on and just share how much you mean to them. So thank you, Sage.
I'm a mess.
And Miss Sage, I'm gonna have you back on, darling. So till we meet soon. I appreciate you, love. Thank you so much.
I love you guys. This is excellent. I'll keep watching.
It is your thing. It's your thing. Oh, he's amazing. He's adorable.
Oh, I just want to punch all y'all.
Thank you, David. Thank you, sweetheart. I mean, it was a matter of minutes, and Sage immediately said yes. So it's perfect.
I wasn't ready. I did not know the baby was gonna be out here. Oh,
yes, Leslé. So
I need a drink.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, cheers, honey.
Oh. All right. Well, concealer is done. I'm gonna put my glasses back on. Ain't no more concealer. Oh well. Everybody just saw one of the 3 reasons I get up when I get knocked back down. So.
A lot of love in the room, honey. A lot of love, a lot of tears, a lot of joy in the room. We want to start. So California, born and raised in California. Talk about the heritage, the culture. Talk about growing up. Can you share that a little bit with us? What your experience was like?
So grew up in Gardena, California, in the house my mom still lives in. My dad was from New Orleans. My mom immigrated from Culiacan, and you did a great job. That's a hard one. You did a great job, Dawn, from Culiacan, Mexico, when she was 15. And so grew up in fairly middle class. My dad was a police officer with LAPD. My mom was a teacher. She taught at Maxine Waters Skill Center. So she taught immigrants and adult learners how to work at banks and to start a career. So union family strong, but LA was growing up was just such a place where you didn't really think about race as a youngster until the Rodney King verdict. Mm-hmm. And I think that was probably one of the most polarizing moments of my life. Around the same time, I was reading the Autobiography of Malcolm X. And I think for anybody who considers themselves an activist, it's like something about his autobiography is what activates you. So those things happened at the same time, and just very vivid memories. And so it shaped me. It really, really shaped me. But growing up, it wasn't until the late 90s that we even had some place in the census for being biracial. Mm-hmm. I got a lot of what are yous growing up. Who are you? What are you? What do you mix with? And the only time I didn't get that is when I would go visit family in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And those summers were so important being around my family. And then I think the summer of my junior year, I attended BioStar for summer bridge at Xavier. And Xavier has always been a family school. So my cousin, Dr. 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗆𝗄𝗏, has been at Xavier for 30 plus years. Everybody's gone through Xavier. Xavier is where we go to be excellent. But that summer is what changed my destiny. And Xavier was the only school I applied to. That was it. And I think at the same time, we were all watching different world. And for those of us who had not grown up in a family that attended HBCUs, or like me, if you were first generation to attend a 4-year university right after high school, all of that was new. So I was going to go to Xavier, honey, and I was going to be Whitley, and I was going to find my Dwayne. I left as Freddie, though. I cannot talk about our beloved Xavier enough. It is the place where I found my confidence. It is the place where my professors told me and assured me that writing was what I was supposed to do, and created platforms and opportunity for me to do that. It's where I have my family. The family that God gave me. You're not always born sometimes into the most supportive family. You may have sisters or brothers or aunties or cousins that some way along the way you recognize as toxic, and they have to be on their own road of healing. And the best that you can do is love them far, and you wish them well, but you also wish them away from you. And what Xavier has given me is an abundance of love that I don't think people who attend different universities really understand that every day, every morning before I get out of my bed, I am talking to women from Xavier.
Yes.
Every day. We start with good morning, and almost every night we start with good night, love you. Daily. Good times and bad times. This is 20 plus years, and some of them I didn't even hang out with as you find your way back to each other because there's something that grounds you. They gave us a responsibility to each other and a responsibility to our community that was rooted in love, rooted in a desire to be excellent and see those around you to be excellent as well. I can't love it enough, and I can't thank it enough for what has given my life and what I've been able to give my children because of it. But New Orleans is a place of magic. It is a place of soul and spirit, of resistance, of finding your identity when the whole world wants you to be in one box, and redefining it yourself. And I'm extremely proud to be the daughter of an immigrant. I'm extremely proud to be Mexican, and Xavier taught me how to be extremely proud of being Black. And I'm so grateful for that. It is the foundation of everything I do.
Amen. Amen. Beautiful response. My God. Can you talk about what one of your most fondest memory of being a Xavier? Well,
I've got a couple. They're short and funny. So like I said, I was the first in my family to attend a 4-year university, my immediate family of my parents' children, and not really understanding what an incomplete was. And that you had to take the class again. That was funny for algebra. Also learning that sitting underneath our tree in the quad was not going to help you finish any of your classes. That was good memories too. But every
those trees.
patio show, every time, I think Cedric was one who was always playing a sad Al Green song in the student center. Every moment in the barn, But I think for me, it was our small classes where you felt seen. So in the English department, I had some classes that only maybe had 20, 30 people in it. Our department was tiny. Everyone knew you. Everyone in your, I don't understand what people are like, oh no, I don't see my professor. I get taught by, an assistant. I'm like, what is that? We went to our professor's house for Thanksgiving when we couldn't go home. They celebrated our birthdays. If we weren't in the class, we would get a phone call from them. That's like, right. Are you okay? Where you at? It was such a feeling of people really honestly being invested in your success. Just huge. So yeah, anytime a professor was like, I don't know why you dating him. He a mess. He a super senior. He's been here for 50, 11 years. Like they would get you, it would be humbling because you would think you were grown and everybody was in your business. But that is how they made sure that you did what you were supposed to do, was because everyone was in your business. There was no place to hide. It made us accountable to each other and to ourselves. But yeah, every moment on that campus is a moment. But I think probably the first open mic that I ever did, when I was recruited to go to New Voices, being in New Voices changed me. I was editor by the time I was a junior, and being editor of our literary publication was huge. And looking at submissions and understanding and having a team. Like I was 19, I was 19 with a team of people who reported to me, and how that has shaped my leadership and how I direct my teams now. Like just going to Piccadilly with the English department secretary 𝗲𝗓𝗏. It didn't stop when I left. Dr. Levy, who was the department chair for English, she looked over my first book 20 plus years later, and was helping me edit. So it wasn't a stop for any of us. It was a place where we just connected. And so sad we couldn't be together this year. We were some of us were at our virtual homecoming and still got bobbleheaded. We just was there. I paid my registration money. I was in all my tents. I was making the drinks. I was there. I don't know how I still ended up a bobblehead, but I'm not complaining.
No one's safe, honey. It's not over. Oh no, he's getting started. So for those of you who hadn't attended Xavier, bobbleheading is just a wonderful love, I guess, art of me creating bobbleheads and people that haven't been to homecoming in so long, but it's extended to those who I just love on and seeing them, and look forward to seeing their laughter and their smiley faces. That's all. That's what it is. So we have all of them. Leslé, you're right. And, one thing I love and appreciate about Xavier is that even though it's a historically Black university, we've had so many people of different colors and cultures that actually just, poured into our lives. I'm thinking about Sister Mary. I'm thinking about Dr. Carmichael, who my mom swore up and down was Black, just because of how he communicated with us, how he would call the house when I didn't get something turned in. And when she met him on graduation, she was like, you're not Carmichael. Like, try to tell that man he's not Dr. Car. My dad's on here. I know he could attest to this. Like, what? How you don't tell that man that's not who he is, right? But it just allowed you to understand that there were so many people there that continue to pour into our lives, right? That we're just truly grateful for. You're right about that. You're exactly right about that. Who continue to be a blessing to your gifts.
Yeah. I can't imagine any of us reaching out to a professor or somebody in administration and sincerely needing help or guidance or prayer or a letter or just a hello, and them not giving that back. Like it is consistently home.
It is. It really is. What was your first job, Leslé, when you graduated from Xavier? Where did you go? What city did you settle down in, and where did you
I moved to Indianapolis. I stayed there only a year. I'm so sorry for anybody who is currently living in Indianapolis or Indiana for that. I pray, I lift you up, bless your heart that that's where you chose to be blessed. That was difficult for me to go from Los Angeles to New Orleans to Indianapolis. And my first job there was teaching Spanish at Borders for preschoolers. I worked like 3 jobs there. You know, I did that. I was doing sales. I like at a Gold's Gym. I did worked at a drop-off babysitting service. I nannied. I worked. Like I've always worked. I don't remember when I didn't work. As soon as I could get a permit, I was working. But I hated Indianapolis. It was there was like one Mexican restaurant called 𝗕𝗄𝗄𝗄𝗃, and then there was one.
Yeah, 𝗕𝗄𝗄𝗄. That's the one thing in Michigan too.
That's all they had. And I would rather have Taco Bell. And then they had a Mediterranean restaurant, which I'm okay with. I don't dislike Mediterranean food, but there are only so many grape leaves you can have and hummus. But I was there like once a week because everything else was just, it was Wonder Bread white. There was, I mean, and once I did like, I'm sorry, and I apologize to anybody who, you know, I'm sorry. I'm using I statements. I did not care for I being in Indy, but I did poetry there. But I mean, I'm grateful because Indies would push me to Chicago. So look at God using everything.
All works together.
All works together, but I can smell the 𝗕𝗄𝗄𝗃 fires aflaming anytime I go visit. I'm good on Indy. Like I'm gonna pray for you.
And in Chicago, let's hear about Chicago. I mean, the brightness of your face just, I mean, it exuberated when you said Chi-Town. Like
I love Chicago is being a Chicagoan when you are not born here is something you earn. It is not an easy existence. Living in Chicago for the past 21 years. And I grew up fairly privileged, you know, although when I was about 13, my mother was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And by the time I was in high school, she was on permanent disability and using a wheelchair. And we had our own, you know, by no means was it a crystal, you know, stair. But I grew up, you know, in a safe neighborhood with the same neighbors in a 2-parent household. And Chicago created a grit in me that I don't think I would have developed anywhere else. And even when we were in our most difficult positions, when I was making next to nothing as a case worker, working with people with severe and reoccurring mental illnesses. Shout out to the social workers who are still out there doing that work now more than ever. Chicago was a place where I could find access to things for my kids, where I could find free art classes and free music classes. And there was culture that I could expose them to. And I became very aware that the difference between my kids' success and my success wasn't just my education, but it was my access to resources. And not everyone here has those same access to resources. And that really formed my purpose on the career paths I chose. It formed, you know, what I fight for. It formed who I made allegiances with, what I write about and speak about in the circles I move in is to do everything I can to ensure that we bring about more equity to this city. It is one of the most racially segregated cities in the United States, and by design. You know, when we look at slavery and Jim Crow laws and Black Code and the Great Migration and the Black Belt here in Chicago and continued segregation, it is by design. And so by design, we will have to design a way to dismantle that. But I love Chicago. I love it. I love it fiercely. It is full of beautiful people who are resilient in ways I don't think you understand until you live through a Chicago winter. Like if you live through 40 below and you survive, like, what more can be done?
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, my friends and my family, they understand. They come here and visit me in Houston. They get it. I mean, the Windy City has nothing to describe. I mean, I don't understand why they even call the Windy City, because that's nothing close to describe the winters of Chicago. You need to add some words on to windy.
Here's a fact. Chicago was not named the Windy City because of the wind. It was named Windy City because of the hot air of the politicians who lived here and continue to live here. What I've been in the past, 5 years, what we have seen in Chicago and what a lot of the nation has seen is Black women running, Black women winning. So our Lieutenant Governor, Juliana Stratton, is Black Girl Magic. Kim Fox is Black Girl Magic. Our mayor, nobody's perfect, but we got representation on all kinds of levels. And what that does is that creates space for other people to come along. And same way as our vice president-elect creates that space by our girls seeing it. On the local level, our girls can see Black women running and winning in all various forms of local election, and being able to understand the change that creates on the local level, then that moves up. So Chicago is I love this. I love this city. Flaws and all. I'm just gonna try hard to make it better. But it is a beautiful city. The art in this city is phenomenal. The musicians, the visual artists, the writers. I mean, we gave the world Gwendolyn Brooks.
Food, everything.
Exactly. And I've lived many places and I've visited many places, but there's nothing like a Chicago summer. There's nothing like being on the lakefront.
Amen.
In July. There just isn't. It's beautiful.
Right. My parents were definitely, they love Chicago. I mean, I probably as young as I can, before I could remember going there. And my dad actually, before I was born, I think he asked my mom on a date to taste of Chicago, and she went. And I mean, we would go there every year. My aunt's on here. We would go here every single year to shop, to enjoy the food, taste of Chicago. I mean, it's just amazing city with a lot of history. Yes. Is that where your activism not necessarily started, but was actually fueled? Would you agree with that?
Yes. I think I definitely started in high school, went to an all-white high school where the Black population was 0.02%. I was spat on, was called all kinds of N-word wetbacks. I mean, we went to school with a group of people who had never seen people of color other than people who were domestic in their home or on TV. So it was it prepared me for the world, because that's definitely who grew up and is in the world and came from that. But yes, Chicago cultivated that in me. It cultivated action. I love when people, come on like a poem. It's like, all you do is write. I have spent the past 20 years working in the nonprofit industry here in Chicago. I have, made nothing and have made a little bit more, but each time it has been in a place of paying the rent of service that I believe is due to be on this earth. And so, I've food pantries, children outreach, violence prevention, adult programs. Currently, I'm with SEIU. I'm the executive director of their Member Education and Training Center, where we help train tens of thousands of home care and child care workers who do not have the opportunity to work from home safely and are on the front lines. And the majority of them are Black and brown women. And so with every part of who I am professionally and artistically, I'm trying to find a way to do the work and to lift someone else up. And it makes me proud, and I can sleep easier at night. And I'm always looking for a way to do more and to do it better. But yeah, I'm not going to give up on this city. I'm not going to give up on this nation. I am going to call a spade though. We're going to speak in truth. We're not going to speak in some fluff and hope, because we don't heal like that. We're going to name it, and then we're going to work to fix it. But that's what my life is committed to, is doing my best to leave it better for my kids and their kids and their kids. That's what legacy is. We're planting seeds that we won't see the harvest for, but we're going to plant them. We're going to water them. We're going to tend to it.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. You exemplify hope, Leslé. You exemplify hope. And I want us to have a segue into your book, Fit and Fire. Can you show us your book? Your beautiful. You all.
This is copy nearby. That's my butt on the cut. That's my butt. David did this beautiful painting. I'm very proud of this book. It's not just my book. So in the book is the name of every person who backed me on the Kickstarter. And many of those names are Zadie Wright's, and many of them bought more copies than they will ever have anything to do with. I hope they were able to gift them, but shared and amplified me. This is our book. It was 20 years in the making. I mean, there was a point in time for about a decade that I didn't write when I was married. I didn't write. I didn't perform. Part of me had, I thought died. And this book is a testament to it still being very much alive.
Ooh. Leslé, would you mind sharing some of the gifts that you've actually written in your book with us this evening?
I would love to. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to read. But
I have many favorites. That's why I didn't actually make a recommendation. So,
usually when given an opportunity, I read Backpacks a lot. But I think I'm going to read And the Light Dims. It's a little heavy, but I'd like to share it, because when people talk about why it was so important to see our Vice President-elect Harris win, this is part of the reason. So this is And the Light Dims. Little girls are light the moment we know our wombs house them. They become our glow. We wrap them in pink blankets, brown skin radiating love, and soon, when the words come, so do the questions. Can I have this doll? The one with the yellow hair and blue eyes? She's beautiful. Can I be beautiful? Can my ponytail hang down my back? Why can't I have hair like that? And the light dims. And soon, when the understanding comes, the self-hate flutters in like a colonial moth on wings of oppression. At school, there are no books with me, with my skin, my nose, my hair. I'm not pretty, and the light dims. And soon womanhood dances around their youth, hand outstretched, inviting them to sway, dancing to melodies that sound like independence. The anger comes. He accused me of cheating. I've never had an average under a 98. He accused me in front of the class, the entire class. He says he only dates white girls, light girls. They asked if my hair is real, if they could touch it. They did. I didn't say they could. They called me ghetto. They called me nigger. Why did that man just call my mother girl? And the light dims. And we mothers weep into our pillows, in the shower, in the car, tears we know they will shed too, because the world hasn't changed. Behind our desks, solitary and alone, the only woman, the only brown, the only other, and we are asked to educate, explain, be the voice of our people. Why do you people say, do, act? Can you explain, rap? What's a chitlin? Workplace mammies, wet nurses, breasts filled with Black trauma, suckling ignorance, promotions passing us by like the tides that never reach our shores, and our supposed 70 cents on the dollar is undoubtedly less in our Black checks, but we can't prove it. And our light dims. We balance our love on titanium backs, with feet cemented in this won't be my daughter's life. We turn ourselves inside out, no sacrifice too great to help them spread wings, not weighed down by their blackness, but fueled by it. But their feet sometimes are tethered to an earth with welfare queen lies, because Black girls can't fly too high, can't soar above yellow hair. If they do, they may swing from an imaginary noose too short for their 6-foot body and die for not signaling a lane change. When you say all lives matter, I will ask, will your daughter be sexualized before she bleeds? Will her brilliance always be doubted? Would she always be marginalized, race and sex intersecting like knife in flesh? Will your 5-year-old whisper in your ear while wrapped in your loving arms, Raquel says, I'm too dark to be pretty? Will your daughter hate her own skin? Mine have. Black girls matter too. So that is why we cried when Kamala won. That is why we cried to see Stacey Abrams move heaven and earth to flip Georgia. That is why we cry when we show up for each other, because the world so often does not show up for us. And we fight our lives to make sure that our daughters don't experience it and their daughters don't experience it. So every time we get a little closer, every time we crash another ceiling, every time we see another representation of us where there has never been representation of us before, that's where the joy comes from. So I see a lot of non BIPOC people, so Black, Indigenous, people of color, comment, why not all women? You know, why not all girls? Because not all girls have had an opportunity to see themselves in the highest position of powers in this nation. Mm-hmm. Not all girls have seen themselves every day on TV, in a magazine, in a doll. Not all girls have seen themselves in books. Not all girls have seen themselves celebrated. Not all girls wake up and don't doubt that they are loved and magical and smart and have opportunities. Not all girls wake up with that privilege. And so I said what I said. I said brown girls. I said Black girls. I said girls that look like me, and girls that look like Dawn, and girls that look like Denise, and Raquel, and Tennille, and Kwanzaa, and girls that look like us. Mm-hmm. We are their representation, and they need to hear it. And I'm sorry if it makes you uncomfortable. Imagine what a lifetime of not seeing yourself feels like. And then come and holler at me and ask me why I'm writing for brown girls. We can talk then.
Woo! Thank you, Leslé. Thank you. Thank you for beautifully articulating that message. Because brown girls and Black girls are on here listening to you right now. And I know how proud they feel to hear your voice and to represent them well. So thank you so much for representing us. We really appreciate that. My God. Leslé, what would you want people to remember about you?
What would I want people to remember about me? That it wasn't about me. It's never just about me. I said it in my TED Talk. I am a loom that is just filled with beautiful threads, people who have woven into me. Some people who, you know, the thread does not keep going. It was just the beginning or the middle or the end. Some threads you had to cut out, girl. Like, no, your thread don't need to be here anymore, but it's still a part of the tapestry.
Yes, it is.
And as with good moments and bad moments, they are still what forms you. So I'm not just me. I am a representation of everyone who's ever loved me and the people who haven't. And I hope my life is about lifting up as many people as I possibly can, and giving platform to as many people as I possibly can, especially the people who don't have an opportunity for it. So I don't know. I don't know what one thing. I've got 3 things: my children that I hope people remember me for. But yeah, no, it's bigger than all of us. Like, you know, none of us make it to any of these spaces alone. None of us are victorious alone. None of us fail alone. And it is a lie when you feel that you have.
That's right. Amen. Amen. I have 2 more questions for you, Leslé.
Yeah, questions.
We started on this question, but I definitely wanted Sage to bring her presence on the virtual platform. But you were about to tell us, other than your 3 beautiful children who are so talented, what are other things that you're proud of?
Ooh, I'm proud of being able to love after immense pain. I'm proud of being able to have faith when things seem really, really dark. I'm proud to be connected to amazing people. Like I'm in awe that you are my friend. Dr. Dawn is my friend, and like it just I am proud to have a village around me. But I don't know. I'm proud to be my mama's daughter. I'm proud to be my daddy's daughter. I'm proud to be my brother's sister. I'm proud of not giving up, because there were tons of moments in my life where it would have been so easy just be like, done.
Right.
I'm out. Like, done, son. You know, it's easy to judge people who hit those moments if you've never hit that moment before. If you don't know what that type of hopelessness feels like. So my heart is really with so many people now who are feeling like that because of the time that we're in. And a reminder to everyone, be gentle with yourself, with others. Be gentle right now. Because right now is a hard time to push through. But I promise it's better on the other side. I promise it doesn't last forever. I promise, I promise night ends. I promise.
Amen. Amen. I know we all dreamed it. I know you're a dreamer. That's one of the things that I really admire about you. Not only do you dream, but you've accomplished many of the big dreams that you've had. I actually met a few people, and I don't think I've ever told you this, at the Obama Foundation. And when I expressed that I was from Xavier, immediately your name came up. And this is more than one person, okay? And they just expressed how awesome and amazing you are, how you've been a true help to the foundation, how you touched their lives, how they're just, just supporting your wins. And I mean, there's no one like you. And I've never met these people that I didn't even know their names before they said your name. I mean, before they were talking about you. I mean, they was just showering your name. And that's when you know you've met someone special. When you can connect with someone that you have no idea who they are, and there's something that brings you together, and you're just talking about this magic, some other individual who is just bring magic to the world, that's when you know you met someone special. And
for that, thank you.
Yes, I wanted to share that with you. I've been wanting to share that with you publicly because I think that people need to know that. I was so proud to see your TED Talk. I was just so proud. And just witnessing this moment for you and how proud, all of us family or friends there. How was that experience? I have a couple more questions and we go in, but how was that experience for you?
So first, my family at the Obama Foundation, I love, and the work that they are trying to get done is huge for the city of Chicago. It's huge for our country. It's huge for brown and Black kids to be able to walk through and to be able to touch what President Obama meant to us. And they are working very hard for it and have been hit with every obstacle. And honestly, I just think some of the obstacles people are tossing is because this is the first Black presidential library we will have, but that's another conversation. But I love them and I love the work that they are doing for the city and for this nation and for the world. The foundation does amazing work. And I've been honored to be a part of it in any tiny, small way. And I will always support them. I think the TEDx talk was such a perfect example of we don't get anywhere alone, and why whatever room I go into, I'm bringing people with me. Like I will never be somewhere and not bring up someone else's name or recommend someone or think of someone to connect to. It's imperative that we do that, especially as Black and brown people, that we bring people with us. So if you meet me and you have a need, I know somebody Black or brown who can fill it, and they're most likely a Xavier grad. But so the TED Talk came about. I have a friend here, Eric Williams, who is the owner of the Silver Room here in Chicago, which is a cultural mecca. And they actually reached out to Eric and was like, hey, would you be interested in doing this? And Eric was like, no, it's not really my thing, but I know somebody who would be great for it. Call Leslé. That is what we have to do. Like sometimes you step back, sometimes you know it's not for you and it's for someone else. And then when we were going through the process and they were like, you know, what slides do you want to use? I was like, well, I'm going to do a poem. I don't know how many people do their TEDx talk. Nah, I'm going to do a poem. And then I was like, and my slides are going to be art by David. Like if I'm going to get in the door, I'm going to bump it open with my hip to bring somebody else in there with me. It's also my security blanket that reminds me I'm not up there by myself. But I challenge us to continue to do that. I think as Xavierites, we already do. Yes. I don't know any time when we're doing anything professionally or personally where we need something that we don't have a connection to. So the Xavier aunties, the gatherers, we say everything we need is in this room. Each one of us has a skill or a talent or a connection to help each other out. And it's a humbling reminder that nobody is greater than anyone else, but that together we are so much stronger than we are alone. And I that is so powerful to me. And I hope to honor that every opportunity I have.
Amen. Amen. Last question. If there was a dream that could be fulfilled while your time here on earth, who would that be?
Oh, so 2 dreams.
Okay.
A little but big dream is to do the inauguration poem.
Say it again, loudly.
The poet who delivers the inauguration poem for President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. That's an immediate dream. A larger
dream into the universe and to God's ears. First of all, God's ears.
Every interview I have, I say it's in print in the Tribune here in Chicago. If it's His will, that I will. I'm there. So I would like that very much. My daddy in heaven would like that very much. My larger dream. And of course, I want to continue to write and to publish books and to be able to touch people and meet people. I'm never going to stop working on that. David and I have a dream that we keep saying, okay, come on, MacArthur Genius Grant. We have a dream together called Grown, Gifted, and Black. where we can create an art collective for people who are not young and emerging. So in the art world, there's so many scholarships and residencies and opportunities for people like my baby girl, who is in her 20s and in college and getting ready to come out of college. And yes, we want to support them, absolutely. But it is really on my heart to find a way to support Black and brown women in their 30s and 40s who spent their lifetime giving of themselves to their families and to their children in other ways, and now want to tuck into the gift that God gave them. And so I really want a imprint publishing company, 𝘄𝘄𝘄𝗃𝗲𝗄𝗏, that focuses on publishing Black and brown women over 30. David wants the same thing, to help visual artists, Black and brown over 30, and to be able to help them with the legalities of art and how to promote and, how to navigate this space that can often feel very closed to us. And sometimes it's very hard to get into these spaces, to find an agent, to find a publicist, to find, people who will shout your work. So that's our big dream, our grown, gifted, and Black. Grown, gifted, and Black. That's what we really, really want. So that's in our heart, to have a compound in New Orleans where people can come and get nurtured and be around other like-minded individuals who will lift you up when you are feeling really, really low. We have both been blessed to have that organically and naturally, but we know that is not the norm. Yes. So to be able to create that for other people would be an amazing legacy to have.
Wow, Leslé, you're a true inspiration. There's so many words that I'm blanking out right now that have always come to mind whenever I hear your name. And I speak your name tonight. I speak your name for our young Black, brown, Latino, Hispanic, Mexican, white, with all races, cultures, backgrounds. I speak your name on their behalf. Thank you so much for being a light to all of our paths. Thank you for sharing your gift with all of us, your truth, stories, the pain, the love, the care. You're just an amazing soul, and truly blessed and honored to know you and to love on you just like you love on us. You're just a wonderful person, just genuine. And I really do appreciate you being on the show tonight so that people can see what we know about you.
Thank you so much for having me here, Dawn. Anything that you see, anything that is light and goodness is just a reflection of you and all of the people that have poured into me and love me. I'm just a mirror and grateful to hold it up because I adore you. Listen, that was a good batch that came out of Xavier. That was a good batch. I'm just a reflection of God's love and the love of my village, and it's a wide one and it's a strong and beautiful one, and I'm just grateful to be in it in any way.
Amen. Amen. We want to go out on the show with a reading of another reading, if that's okay. My aunt just bought the book.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Auntie.
Yes, and others, we want you to buy the book as well. You know that we love you, and we'll definitely put the website where they can find your gifts. And we know that there's some upcoming things that are coming into your life, and we are just so proud of you. Please follow Leslé. Please follow her. Leslé, where can we follow you? Let's put that here.
So it is just my government name on all social media. So Facebook, it's Leslé Honoré Poetry. And Instagram, it's just Leslé Honoré. Twitter It's just Leslé Honoré. I don't have a fancy poet stage name. It's just me. And just follow me there. Anything that happens or will be happening, I will announce there. My website, Leslé Honoré, also have updates, but I'm pretty much regular on Facebook and Instagram. For me, it's the easiest way to connect with all my people everywhere, and I love it. Dawn, do you have a favorite piece that you want me to read? Because I sure do. I don't know what I should read. Anything you want me to read?
My God. No, I want you to choose this. This is led by you, sweetheart. This is for you.
Okay.
I got some favorites, but I want you to choose tonight.
Okay. I think I know which one I'm gonna do. Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
You all don't forget to follow Leslé Honoré, Leslé Honoré Poetry, and www.leslehonore.com for upcoming events, her book series, buy her book, leslehonore.com. And we want to just make sure that we just love on some Leslé Honoré.
That's me. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, here we go. We are spread across this nation, across this globe, sowing excellence, planting seeds of legacy like those planted within us. Some of us grew in the sun, tall and straight. Some of us were the gold you had to mine, dig, and sift to make our nuggets shine. But for a 𝗕𝗓𝗢𝗏ite, no matter where we lay our heads, we know where home is. It's not when we touch down in New Orleans. It's not when we hear a brass band. It's not the Superdome or the St. Louis Cathedral, not the French Quarters or Bourbon Street, not a streetcar or a second line. We know we are home when we see green rooftops reaching towards the sky. Some of us will break out in song. In the Mississippi Valley, in the Crescent Bend, stands our loved and noble 𝗕𝗓𝗓, far her praises send. We know we are home when we see our seal, claws drawn and ready. We know we are home when 20 years fades like 20 minutes, when we run into open arms, open hearts, when friendship is family. We the lucky, we the legacy of St. Catherine Drexel, led by Norman, loved by Grace Mary, fed by Snappies, celebrated in the barn. We descend on our Mecca, filled with a pride we can't fully explain. It's an echo of Al Green in the Student Center, walks to Xavier South in the rain. It's patio shows and coffee houses, jazz band and new voices. More than memory and nostalgia, we return to recenter, reconnect, redefine, radiate. Gold and white, so true. Hail to thee, all hail, dear 𝗕𝗓𝗓. Hail, all hail, 𝘄𝑄𝑄𝗏.
Beautiful. I'm so happy you read that
one. Always.
Leslé, thank you. Thank you, my love. I don't want to
hug you. I can't wait to hug your neck. So tight.
I can't wait to hug yours either. And I'm just claiming it. That will be in DC. I will be there with my chucks on, as Yogi said, and all the other petty 𝘄𝑄𝑄 members here. We will be there.
Kimba and 𝗎𝗎, we come in this. We find us a corner. We
coming.
We coming. Scooch.
Let them know, because we don't take over corners. We take over all the office, and that's where you'll be, my love. That's where you'll be. So thank you so much, Leslé, for sharing your brilliance on this broadcast this evening. And everybody, thank you so much for coming on. 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗏, petty 𝘄𝑄𝑄𝗏, Sage, thanks, love, for coming on. David, thank you so much.
I love you guys so much. Thank you, Dawn. This was wonderful.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. And we are truly looking forward to the continued legacy that you create for your children and for our world. So, Black Girl Magic, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Love you, sweetheart. Love you, everyone. Don't forget to share this with everyone you know. All right. Until next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Zombie apocalypse.
Brown girl, what do you see? I see a vice president that looks like me. Brown girl, what do you do? I fought, I hoped, I spoke what was true. Brown girl, what do you feel? That black girl magic will help us all heal. Brown girl, what do you see? A world that sees my skin before it sees me. Brown girl, what you gonna do? Gonna march, fight, and create till I make this world new. Brown girl, how are you so strong? 'Cause I got queens in my blood to help push me along.
Zombie apocalypse.